Hey, Matt Hurtt is an incredible guy. Had him on Giant TV. Awesome episode. Actually, his LinkedIn profile up over there. And I get to work and talk to many entrepreneurs, owners, coaches that are doing really cool things. And Matt is one of them. And I think you'll walk away, as did I, from this with some insight and some kind of great bullet points on what coaches are doing, success, and all of that. Go check it out. Hi, everybody. This is Paul Hitchcock, founder and president of Giant Jacks Media. We're helping others to grow and nurture their businesses. And this is my channel, Giant TV, where I have extraordinary people, entrepreneurs doing great things on this show. And Matt is certainly one of them. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and when we were talking beforehand, I'm gonna alert people. There may be a horse-looking creature that walks behind Matt. It's his dog, so don't get nervous. What is it? What's the breed, Matt, again?
So her name is Olive. She's a Dane Mastiff mix, right? So she's the height of a Great Dane and the width of a Mastiff, right? She's about 170 pounds. I'll tell you just a quick funny story about her. She's actually a foster fail.
Oh.
My wife and I, we were working with this rescue called Fuzzy Texan Rescue, right?
Yeah.
And we were fostering for a long time, and we found out pretty quickly that we're not people who can foster because we have a hard time letting go of them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But she was, at that point she was 130 pounds, I think. Stuffed in a cage with another dog her size her whole life. And so she came to us, and first time she'd had a yard and everything like that, running around, happiest dog we've ever seen. It took us about 3 hours, and I was like, yeah, this dog's never gonna leave our house. And she's our girl now. So
well, Matt, get her on. Forget about you. We just want to see the dog.
Oh, she'll pop on, trust me. She's just tall enough to put her head on my shoulder in a chair. So.
That's great. Well, yeah, for those listening to, Matt is a certified professional sales and business coach, doing some great things. And we were talking a bit earlier, Matt. I want to get into this. So tell us, what is your focus? What are you doing?
Yeah, so like you said, I'm a professional sales and business coach. And so I work for Southwestern Consulting. And what we do is we focus on just, helping people who are either high performers in their life, who are high performing salespeople who are looking to take themselves to the next level, or kind of where I focus and where I like to help people out a lot are people who are new to the sales industry, but really want to make it work. And I like to help speed up their progression, because as a young salesperson, I had a couple of really great mentors in my life who were able to take me from somebody who's fun and likes to talk to people but doesn't really understand what they're doing, to a person who understands sales and sales psychology. And because I was lucky enough to have those people in my life, my curve got shortened quite a bit. And so it's for me, I'm passionate about doing that for other salespeople.
No, that's great. And I got to make a comment that, Matt, you probably run into this too. Selling and marketing is frigging hard, right? I mean, people that are professionals, we're going to talk about your niches here in a minute, but if it was easy, everyone would be doing good at it. But it's a grind, and you got to have the tools, and there's nuance to it. You think fair statement?
Oh, absolutely. Something that gets said to me a lot is, well, I'm a natural salesperson. And like, that's probably true about a lot of people. Not that I'm a natural salesperson, but people think that they're natural salespeople.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you're naturally a talker. That's definitely true about yourself. But like any other industry, there's technique to it. There's science behind it. There's all these different things that you can do, and it's understanding, the questions to ask, the verbiage that you're doing. It's linguistics, it's psychology. It's a whole different level than just being able to talk to people. And I think everybody who jumps into the sales industry learns that the hard way their first time.
Right.
Because it's a deep end, it's a thrown in the deep end type of business. And so, but I agree with you completely. It's harder than people give it credit for.
Yeah, process driven, in my opinion. There's just process behind it. Personality is great and helps you. If you have a personality like a rock, it's going to hurt you. But if you got a good personality, it definitely helps you. But it's the processes and the execution, I think, that go a long way. Yeah. So tell us about, Matt, your niches. What niches do you serve, you like to work with?
Yeah. So as Southwestern, we work with a lot of we have what we call the big four, right? So that's real estate, that's mortgage, that's insurance, and that's financial planning.
Yeah.
Those are the four industries that we mainly focus on. I myself am not. I don't stick to those four. I kind of branch out and do some different things. A lot of my background is in retail, so if I help a lot of companies who are larger retail companies on the training side and do that as well. But those are the four main ones that we focus on. Our curriculum that we have at Southwestern, which is, it's built over 150 years of practice. We're the oldest direct sales company in the nation. And
Nice.
because of that, we've had a long time to build this type of sales curriculum. And so for those four industries, it really is tailored to those, and it works really, really well for them.
And when you say curriculum, are these videos, written stuff, ebooks, like train? What is it?
All of it. Yeah,
All of
all of
it. All
that
of it.
comes
Yeah.
along with it. So just to give a quick plug to it, so it is like it's a year-long program where you get to not only have a lot of different videos, there's courses that you learn from, there's books that you do, so you can be very autodidactic in it, but then it's also working one-on-one with a coach to help you not only understand that curriculum, but improve on it. And so that's what I mean when I say these courses that we do is that there's I think 170 for your base level, and it goes up from there
Yeah.
to learn how to do these different things.
And what do you get in there? So let's say you're working with a real estate professional,
Yeah.
and my understanding is in that profession, maybe this is similar to other professions, but 10% of the people are making all the money in the real
Mm,
estate profession. You tell me what you think about that, and then what are you doing with them? Like, what's the focus with them?
yeah. So real estate's a great example here. Statistically, the average licensed real estate agent sells zero point 0.6 houses per year,
Oh, really? Really?
which
That
is the
national? That's a
national.
national. Okay. Okay.
And admittedly, that stat sounds really scary when you hear it, but there are a lot of inactive real estate agents. There's a lot of people who don't really focus on it, that kind of thing. So it does skew it a little bit. But my finding is that most first year agents, they sell about two houses a year.
Yeah, which it means they're not making a lot of money at two houses, right? Because they're
No,
splitting with the house, taxes, boom, 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 boom. Two houses is nothing. What are
if
they
they're
making?
lucky,
15 grand a year?
I was gonna say if they're lucky, they're taking home 10.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay.
So what we're doing with these individuals who are in that scenario is helping them. So real estate, first of all, you need a couple of things, not just a license, but you need a purpose to be a real estate agent because it's a grind. And
Hmm.
so the first part of any curriculum that we do with these people is really understanding, it's helping them to understand their purpose and why they're going to spend the next 2 years grinding this out to become a successful real estate agent.
Yeah,
Because if you don't have that in your sales career, you don't have anything.
right.
I always say that your endurance is always equal to your clarity of vision. And so you need your endurance to be extremely strong in your first few years of real estate. And if you don't have clarity of vision at the end of what's coming there, then there's no way that you'll pack yourself with the endurance to get there.
Yeah, yeah.
So we focus on that initially, defining that, making it clear. And then once we have that, we'll start to deal with sales skills and really starting to, we use a curriculum called Navigate, which is a different type of personality index. You've been through like a Myers-Briggs personality index and those kinds of things, but
Yeah, it scares me when I go through what they say about me, but go on.
yeah, right. It's always oh, I didn't quite know that about myself.
Yeah, I'm about to fall off a cliff here with that assessment. What's going on? I need a therapist after I take it.
Absolutely. I took one, we were exploring one just for us personally, and I took one not that long ago, and it really it was very eye-opening for me.
Yeah,
One thing, because we focus very hard on our own improvement too, right? You have to, if you're going to coach somebody, you have to be willing to do what you're going to do to coach them to do, right? So I took this one, and it just, man, it told me that I was doing a lot of things in my life that I didn't need to be doing, and maybe I was focusing on some wrong things, and I had to sit back and just go like, just breathe out the results of it, and it kind of shook me to my core for a minute, but I came out better from it. That's just a funny quip there. So yeah, we take those and we start to teach them how to identify different personalities, how to sell to those personalities based on who they are. and understanding that, and then from there it gets into more advanced techniques and things like that. But really it's about having vision and purpose to start with, and that's our base for everything that we do.
Yeah. So when okay, you have the vision, the purpose, that makes sense. It sort of launches, the rest of the pieces and growing the business. So you have that. And then as a real estate agent, sticking to that, I mean, I hear you saying is you're training them how to sell to different personalities, but they got to go get the business too. I mean, obviously selling is,
Yeah.
it's great to be able to know how to sell to this personality. You got to have personalities to sell to. So are you getting involved in that part of the business space, helping them to, how do you get campaigns going? How do you get in front of people? How do you build relationships? How do you get out there? Are you doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely we are. So one thing I always say is that I'm not a social media manager, right? So a lot of times clients will come to me like, hey, I want you to design my social media campaigns. And that's not my strong suit, and I'm not, I can do it because I do my own, but in reality, it's smarter to hire a social media manager that does specifically that for yourself if that's what you really need. There are plenty of extremely talented people out there who can run those campaigns for you. What we focus on when it comes to getting people business is a lot of referral and self-based marketing. So what I mean when I say that is we feel that there's a large deficit in how people are asking for referrals. People who are afraid to ask for referrals. A lot of new salespeople don't even understand what that means to ask for a referral. A lot of times it's them. We'll stick with real estate. It's them going to their dad or their mom and just saying like, "Hey, do you know anybody who's trying to buy a house right now?"
Right.
Even if I asked you, Paul, like, hey, do you know anybody who's trying to buy a house right now? The answer to that is no.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Like,
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
it's 100% of the time it's no. And so they do that, or they post on Facebook and say, hey, I'm in real estate now. If you ever need to buy a house, come see me. And that's sending up red flags to people who are trying to buy houses. Like, hey, you don't know what you're doing yet.
No, no. But referral based, Matt, when you say ask for referrals, who are they asking referrals from?
Yeah, so that's a lot of marketing and networking. You
Network.
know,
So they got to, because they got to have people to ask, right? So
sure.
throw out family and friends. That's not how you build a business. But so how do they get a network then to
Yeah,
ask
so
people?
I do think that family and friends is the start.
Yeah,
So
but that only goes so far, right? That only
yeah,
goes so far. I mean, you're not going to build a business that's hammering family and friends all the time, right?
no, it's finite what you get from that. It
Yeah,
absolutely is. It's a good way to start because that gets you comfortable asking people that you're learning to be uncomfortable with.
yeah, yeah. I
And
get
then
that.
from there, it's a lot, again, I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, so we have a great opportunity to have a lot of different networking meetings here in town. If you are a real estate agent, there are things called tour meetings where they literally get together. It's a bunch of real estate agents. They understand how to do this and they tour each other's homes and they help you how to get clients and things like that. Making sure that you have a good broker, which is something that not every brand new real estate agent does. Sometimes they take on with whoever will take them on, and that's not always the best thing in the world.
Yeah,
But yeah, marketing meetings, networking meetings, BNI is, I don't know, everybody's
yeah,
familiar
yeah,
with
yeah. BNI, yeah, I
BNI.
know BNI.
I like them, but I don't think you get a lot out of that long term. Again, it's like having family and friends.
Yeah,
So it's understanding how and when, and then just being great at asking every single person for a referral. And,
yeah.
and just connecting with people who are, in real estate, I always say like, hey, who do you know who's got a family? Like, who do you know who does this? And just those little quirky things that get more and more names on there. And then we do have some different ways to mine from LinkedIn, and we have different ways to mine from social media. Again, we're not social media managers. That's not what we do, but there are some techniques that you can understand a little bit better about how to look up who you're actually trying to sell homes to.
Interesting. So what do you think about this as you're talking about real estate? Because I don't see many real estate agents doing this, and it confounds me. So, all of us, you, me, all of us, we're trying to be and want to be authority figures, right?
Okay,
It is, I mean, you're positioning yourself as an authority figure, right? Where people go to you, for help in these categories, as am I.
sure.
I don't see what I see a lot of real estate agents doing is, hey, I sell houses, like you said, if you need a house sold, come to me. And they talk about, like like they're not positioning themselves as authorities. Like I don't see
Yeah.
them a lot putting content out there, whether it's videos or LinkedIn, anywhere, being the authority, like telling us what's happening in the housing market. Like, what has your experience been? What should we know about contracts, the new law? I don't see anyone out there, and to me, it's a missed opportunity for agents because I mean, 99% of them do all the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
the big guy in our area has his name on the Safeway, things you put to separate the groceries on the track. His name's there. I'm like, okay, are people really
Yeah.
going to look at that and call you?
The billboard, the back of the phone book.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bus, all that stuff. I mean, what do you think about that?
So I actually have an opinion about this that I think is unusual. And I derived it obviously from having a few clients who are younger real estate agents who are kind of bringing themselves into the new generation. So there is, in my opinion, right, there is a hierarchical block on doing new ways of marketing yourself. So the old guard in real estate right now is telling these new real estate agents like social media doesn't do anything for you. Making videos doesn't do anything for you. These things, they don't do anything for you. And that's not true. It just simply isn't true. But there is,
Not
again,
at all.
this is the authority figure that they're looking at in their industry who's telling them that it's a waste of time, because 10 years ago, it was a waste of time.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
when it was new and they first tried it, and then they've come around and they've become jaded on the fact that this is a new world. So I look at, I have a client, her name is Cici Piata. She lives in North Carolina, and she's an amazing young real estate agent. But what she's done is she has, I think it's 50,000 followers on TikTok now. And
Awesome.
yeah, it's a great platform for her. And she does exactly what you're talking about. She gives real estate tips. She
Great.
she teaches young people how to do it. She gives first-time home buyer tips. She does tours of houses on TikTok. And because she has such a large following, she regularly she gets business off of TikTok all day long.
That's great. That's awesome.
It's totally a unique approach. And the other thing that she's really, really good at, and I'll just, if you're in the North Carolina area, definitely
Yeah.
check her out. She honed into her community really well, right? She's Hispanic. And so she's niched into that community, and they understand her as not only the Spanish speaking authority when it comes to real estate in that area, but also somebody who genuinely cares about that community.
Smart, smart.
Yeah, and so she has really found a good home in that. But really, TikTok is what set her apart. And then the other thing that I'll see a lot of young real estate agents, well, not young, but kind of sophomore real estate agents do, is they'll start to do first-time homebuyer clinics. And so they'll, rent out a room at some hotel or conference room or WeWork room, whatever it is. And really what they're doing is they're teaching people how to do what you really need for your first time you're buying a home. Because that's something I think that, hey, I'm sure you remember your first time. It was like, oh my gosh, this is,
Yeah.
do I really need like
Yeah.
5 years of job history? I didn't know I needed 10% down. I didn't know
Yeah.
closing.
Blind, going in blind. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can really, if you're not with a trusted real estate agent, you can really lose that. You can lose a lot of
Oh,
money.
yeah. Yeah. Totally.
And so those classes are, they're exactly what they sound like there. They teach you that, and then they also have the opportunity to network people, and then, if you go to that class, who are you going to trust, right? You're going to trust the person who taught the class, and when it comes time for you to buy a house. So
Yeah, for
it works
sure.
really, really well.
Yeah. No, I love what you're saying. And do you find when you go in there, Matt, that your clients they open the door for you, they come in, what is the problem that they have? Is it that they're not executing, they're not disciplined? Is that what you see?
That is a lot of it, right? There's a few different things that I think are common when it comes to somebody who wants a coach. So we sometimes joke and call ourselves accountability coaches.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of like, in people who are new to being, having autonomous schedules and being self-employed, they don't understand that it really is a hard job. It seems easier. It seems like it's more fun, but in reality, it's the hardest work that you're going to do because you do it 24 hours a day at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So them doing the things that they need to do, having a coach a lot of times will help you to just say like, you have somebody who's going, hey, did you do what you're supposed to do? No, I didn't. Okay, well then why not? We explore it. Then we also deal with people who are self-doubters. people who are successful or want to be successful, but they don't actually believe, whether it's from their whole life of people not telling them that they can, or whatever the situation is, they don't truly believe that they should be successful. And so a lot of times accountability falls into place there, but what that really is understanding them and building them up and building confidence in those people. Those are the two main ones that I see. And then again, you have the third one would probably be people who just don't understand that they're in a sales position at all and just really need the basics of it. But that third one is something that's easy, right? Anybody can teach. Anybody who's been in sales can teach that. Understanding accountability and building confidence in people are the two main ones that I love and that I see a lot from coaching.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So as we hit the wall here, time, where do you see yourself going? Like Matt, kind of 3-4 years, you in growth mode?
Yeah, I'm absolutely in growth mode. I have a deep passion for Southwestern Consulting and the message that we send out and what we do. I can be a coach on my own. I have in my opinion, I have the resume to do it, but I choose not to do it because I think that this is such a great group of people that we have. And so I want to grow into that as much as possible. Again, just like when I was young, I'm lucky to have mentors in that space where I know that they're a little bit faded out here, but we've got Dave Brown and Ron Alford, who both have written really amazing books that help with that mentorship. And those are two people who mean a lot in my life and who have inspired me to do great things. And so my plan is to try and live up to their example in the Southwestern space. And that really means that growing and reaching as many people as I possibly can. So I'm absolutely in growth mode and trying to not only, because I can only handle so many clients, but I want everybody who is willing to take the opportunity to change and go through a little bit of hard work to have the Southwestern message brought to them.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Great stuff. Well, I know you and I are going to continue to stay connected and talk. Very interested in development of your business. Yeah, I appreciate it. And for all those of you watching, this is going to be simulcast everywhere on LinkedIn, YouTube. So wherever you're watching it, get connected with Matt. His information will be around here. Matt, great stuff. Thank you.
Hey, Paul, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Talk to you soon.